even if we think we're eating well or eating poorly, because GMOs are so abundant, meaning that you have people that eat at Whole Foods that have a lot of these symptoms too, and try to eat somewhat organic, but they're eating somewhat processed things in boxes, let's say, things that are, they're still going to be ingesting GMO type foods and glyphosate, correct? Is that on the whole?
So first of all, Whole Foods is not necessarily a healthier choice.
Right.
So let's just, if you go to their food bar, they do have organic salads, but their cooked foods are not organic, and many have GMOs and Roundup. They sell corn that's genetically engineered corn that may be sprayed with Roundup and produces Bt toxin. And Bt corn has been shown to have an activation of an allergen called gamazine that no one knows about. And the Roundup Ready corn has higher levels of putrescine and cadaverine, responsible for the foul odor of rotting dead bodies, and also linked to allergies and cancer. There's a lot of things wrong with GMOs and Roundup, and Whole Foods does not deal with those. So let's just get that clear.
Okay.
Now, if you want to avoid GMOs and Roundup, the easiest way is to buy organic. And if you switch to organic, take notes, create a spreadsheet, and every column is a different day. The first column is all of your symptoms. And then the next column on that day is 1 to 10, 1 to 10. Insomnia, mood, add a mood in there, add energy level in there. And at the top of that column, the percentage of organic that day. If you're tracking, if there's gluten reactions, put that in there too. Watch what happens over 2 or 3 weeks. Because when you look at these evidence, you may have horrible skin conditions, and you may see skin conditions and eczema improving on the chart. So you may be focusing on that, and that may or may not go away because you don't know if GMOs or Roundup are the cause. But you may forget entirely to look at brain fog, or energy level, or mood, or joint pain, or stiffness in the morning. So put it all in there and see. And then if you cheat, fine, you cheat. You're going away for a holiday and you can't get any organic food. You're going to Asia where you don't even know how to ask for what they have. And then you look and what difference it is. Now, some people, when they go to Europe, they can eat things they can't eat in the United States because the food supply is different. Fine, note that as well. Here's a way where you can take back your own authority. Now, if you can't eat organic, at least avoid GMOs, and you can go to responsibletechnology.org for a list of both the GMO crops. There's about a dozen, and also the hidden ingredients. There's a lot of them because soy and corn derivatives are practically everywhere in processed foods. But also you want to avoid the foods that have high levels of glyphosate if they're not organic. And we also have a database. Everyone that tests for glyphosate, we take all that, put it on our site. So you can look, oats have huge levels, wheat has high levels, lentils, mung beans, chickpeas. Don't eat hummus unless it's organic. Non-GMO is not going to help because chickpeas are not GMOs. They're going to be non-GMO every time, but they're sprayed with Roundup just before harvest, and they practically float in the stuff. So you don't want to feed your kids oat cereals unless they're organic. So this is the way to navigate. At least be non-GMO and avoid the Roundup if you can't eat organic, and note what happens in your body. So I've presented at a couple of dozen medical conferences and convinced tens of thousands of doctors to prescribe non-GMO organic diets, and they're amazed. One said, I've got 5,000 patients, they all get better. One said, I have 9,000 patients, they're all on an organic diet, and you can see it. I talked to one person, he said, I've been prescribing organic diets for my whole life, and I have about 50,000 patients, and you could see they are different than the general population. So don't take their word for it. Try it. It's worth it, and try it soon. So it's not like in a year, like, I tried it, and it turns out all these things changed. I should have done it a year ago. One of the things, CASPAR, that I find for people who actually make a change is that they make a change immediately after the information. Whether it's a commitment, whether it's, some people will clear out stuff from their cabinet. Some people will do it by attrition because they can't afford to throw things out, but they'll make a decision immediately after hearing this information. And they won't put it off because the inspiration will go down and down and down, and it'll become like vague rumor of, oh yeah, there was a time that I should have done that. And then they're off to something else.
Yeah, you need that inspired action. And I do believe in constantly tracking how you feel. I think, we used to be very intuitive back in the day, and now we have so much information and cell phones and everything else that we kind of lose touch with even how we feel on a daily basis. And we normalize fatigue, digestive issues, these other things that, decades ago weren't normalized at all. So it's really sad.